everyone, Jonathan Thompson with Zero to Finish, and today we're going to talk about gas. So when I said gas in the introduction, I mean the gear acquisition syndrome. It's that moment where you've gone and made your screenplay, you've got your great idea, and then you start going onto Facebook forums, Film Threat, Backstage.com, and you just put up questions and these things. I'm going to make my film. What's the best equipment? I need to buy lights, I need to buy camera, I need to buy microphone, I need to buy everything. That's gear acquisition syndrome. Before you try and make something, you're trying to get the best of the best of the best. If you can afford the best of the best of the best, good on you. If, like most indie filmmakers, like me when I started, you can't afford the best equipment, the greatest things on the planet, don't worry, you can still make your film. Most smartphones today have cameras that can do at least 2K high definition recording. Most digital cameras can do 2K or at least full HD. The trick isn't buying the best camera, buying the best microphone, buying the best lights. The trick is knowing how to utilize what you've got. For example, this is filmed on a Canon XA11 digital video camera. It is a good quality beginner camera, $1,300. We're using an add-on mic to get the sound rather than built-in mic. This is recorded on a Samsung Galaxy S8 smartphone in Quad HD or QHD, whatever their definition of that is. It's ultra high definition on a smartphone. There's no external microphone, so that's why the sound is a little bit different. As you can see, we have a G.A.S 660 light. $100 for that light. But we didn't start with that equipment. We started with the cell phone. We then got the Canons. This is recorded on a Nikon D750 with a nifty 50. The nifty 50 is a 50mm lens. Film standard 50mm lens. Great lens, put your money in the glass. If you're going to go out and buy a DSLR camera, make sure you put money into the lenses, put money into the shutter speeds, into the apertures, because if you don't, you'll get grainy film footage, and we don't want that. We want nice, crisp, clean, high definition. So back to the Canon. Now, when we started making films, we had a Samsung Galaxy S5. The reason I started with phone is it's what I had. It was a high definition film. It was a good camera. And you can get cheap gimbals to hold it steady. Whenever you're filming on a camera, turn it sideways. Don't film vertically, always film horizontally so you can get a full frame. That is a huge trick for filming with a camera. Now the lights. We're now using the G.A.S 660s for these kind of shots. We started with these little brick lights. $25, couple of AA. Are they impressive? Not overly, but they will change the feel of your lighting. And they're small enough you can put them in various places. So, little brick lights are a great thing. Reflectors. Trying to bounce light back to get that nice, warm, reflected light rather than a straight shot. White paper. Cardboard. Poster stock from the dollar store. $1 for 2 sheets. It's white. You bounce your light off it onto your subject. Some of our early stuff we did with one light. We held the light above the subject and put a bounce board, a $1 poster board, underneath the subject and had the light bounce up. To get that nice dramatic effect for an interrogation scene, we had the subject lean into the light. Their eyebrows shadowed their eyes. The nose shadowed the top of their lips. The shadows brought your attention to the integrity of the character. Nice reflected light. Aluminum foil. Yes, I said it the American way. I said aluminum. Now, you want that inner disco feel. Bounce a light off crinkled aluminum. Watch what it does. Sometimes you want to take away light. Stop it bouncing back. Black king-size bedsheet. $10 from Walmart. You need to diffuse your light. Buy a white shower curtain. Throw it over your light. You'd be amazed at what you can do with cheap, simple stuff to get cinematic effects. That's where G.A.S. is the problem. You don't need to go out and buy all of the greatest stuff to make your first film, to make your second film, to make your third film. Once you've started getting your name out there, once people start recognizing your skill, then you'll start getting money. You'll start getting budgets. You'll start getting the ability to rent things like the red cameras, things like the black magic pocket cinema cameras. Find someone that has it and pay them to use their equipment. It'll be cheaper. But you've got to make that first film. When you are pitching your thing, if you make a concept trailer, and you are trying to pitch based on that, they're looking at your skill. If you don't have the skill to capture something in a cheap camera, who's going to give you the money to catch it in an expensive one? That's where G.A.S. is a big problem for beginner filmmakers. They're trying to get all of this equipment without learning the basics of filmmaking, without learning the simple techniques that can turn a cheap camera, a cell phone camera, a DSLR camera into something equivalent to a cinema look. In 2015, a friend of mine was in the film Tangerine. What made Tangerine such a unique film, and it premiered at Sundance. It is critically acclaimed. It was shot on 3 iPhone 5s. Let that sink in for a second. A critically acclaimed film that premiered at Sundance, one of the biggest film festivals on the planet, was filmed on an iPhone 5. We're up to 20 or 11, Samsung's just released their S20. iPhone's just released the Apple 11. So many generations ago, this film was groundbreaking. Not because it was filmed on a phone. That's what got people going, oh my God, this was filmed on a phone. What really got the attention was the skill of the director, the skill of the actors, the ability to create cinematic quality on a non-cinema camera. And that was in 2015. So what's stopping you doing it now with the modern day technology? The only thing that's standing in the way of you making your film is not getting the best equipment. It's understanding how to get the shot. So stop worrying about buying the biggest, buying the best, getting the ultimate piece of equipment. I see it all the time on film forums, especially on Facebook. I've just finished my first screenplay. I've got $400. What's a good cinema camera? For $400, you're not getting one. You're not. It's just that simple. The Canon T6. It's a camera. For $300, you can get it with 2 lenses. It's a DSLR. It will do full high definition video. Learn how to use that. Save your money. You've got a smartphone. As long as it's above an iPhone 5 or a Samsung S5, you've got an amazing camera. Learn to use it. Get those shots with the cheap equipment. Get people's attention with the things you have, and people will want to give you better equipment. If you make a film that will garner attention, and you used something like we have set up here, with the 660 LED lights, $100 a light. $1,300 cinema camera with a microphone attached to it. If you can get people's attention and get people looking, going, wow, this is an amazing piece of art, we're using that, why wouldn't a production company look at you and say, I'm going to give you a budget, I'm going to give you this massive camera, I'm going to give you enough money to pay the crew that knows how to use that camera. I mean, who's going to give you the money to buy that big $25,000 red camera, all of the storage you need for it, all of the different lenses, the stabilizers on your first film? Why would you go out and buy a cinema camera, the Canon, the Canon professional cameras? Why would you go out and buy the Blackmagic cinema 6K cinema camera if you've never held a video camera, if you don't know how to capture something in the frame? It doesn't make sense. So give up on the idea of getting the biggest and the best. Learn to use what you've got, and people will give you the biggest and the best. Make your film. I've said it in previous videos. Our first stuff sucked. Not because it was bad as far as content. We were testing a new camera. It was poorly framed because I was trying to figure out the dimensions of the camera. But it got a lot of attention. It got us people looking at us and giving us better equipment. Your first film may not suck. It may be a masterpiece. But you've got to learn to use what you've got to get that masterpiece made. That's the first trick of filmmaking, is make the bloody film. Don't sit there and for 4 years collecting bits and pieces. And then eventually you have everything you need to make this film. You get out there, you're ready to make it, and your subject matter is no longer relevant. Right now, people are making COVID videos all day long. Every day you see them. Isolation video, COVID video, this is what I made in lockdown. That's people practicing with what they have. Go ahead and practice. Learn how to catch the action. Learn how to frame things. Learn what your lighting will do. Use a cheap LED flashlight. We've had some amazing effects done with LED flashlights. I did some stuff with the Savannah College of Art and Design, a huge art college known across the world for producing good artistic students. And I helped some of their students with one of their films, with their lighting, using a plug-in work light you can buy at Lowe's for 20 bucks, and an LED handheld flashlight. So figure out what you can do with what you've got. Cardboard boxes. I recently did a short film just for fun. And it was all based around one effect I wanted to try. I took a cardboard box, cut a slit into it, used a loom cube across the room, and set a black sheet next to my subject. I then had my subject move close to the slit in the box and film from the side. It looks like my subject is in a closet with a gap, looking out while someone's walking past with a machete. It was a piece of cardboard. It wasn't a gobo, it wasn't a panoramic lens, it wasn't a filter, it was a piece of cardboard. You can make truly astonishing pieces of footage with stuff you can find in the house. So go out there, make your stuff. If this video made sense to you, if you want to know more about zero budget filmmaking, hit subscribe, hit the notification button. Check out my website at jonathanthompson.org. Book a discovery call. Let me help you understand the parameters of what you have and what you can do with it. So go out there, make your film.